Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk about something actually really important to me. Today's date is March 3rd, 2016, and for those of you who actually know me, you know that in March 3rd of 2008, me and my friends were in a really bad car accident out in a nearby city. The day started off as a really normal day, and we went to school, and then all of a sudden there was a bomb threat at our school. And they started dismissing all of us. I had left with one of my close friends. Her name is Sammy. And we had went up to my house and we were going to hang out there, except my mom had been sick. So we decided we were going to walk down to Sammy's house. We went to Sammy's house and no one was home. So we had went to her place of work, which at the time was called Tiger Town. And then we had went to Rite Aid and got some drinks, and we had stopped at our friend Lexi and Bobby's house too. And after that we decided to go back to Rite Aid because we had forgot something. When we were leaving Rite Aid, we were picked up by my friend Bobby's mom and my friend Lexi. And we went with them to Sally's in another nearby city called North Versailles. On the way back from Sally's, we stopped at Get Go and started ordering food from Tiger Town that we were going to pick up when we got home. We were driving down the road and we turned onto a street called McKee Road. And I remember going pretty fast. And I remember there being like this Corvette driving in front of us, and all of a sudden the Corvette was gone. And then I remember Sammy saying something about how all these bums were messing with her because she really had to use the bathroom. And then all of a sudden, I remember hitting a dip and Sammy hitting into me, and then nothing. I woke up on the side of the road on a hillside. I could hear my friend Lexi screaming, and when I opened my eyes, I seen my friend Bobby's report card envelope sitting beside me. So I knew I was still with the same people that, they were nearby. I had gotten up, found my shoe in the middle of the road, and went over to the center line where Lexi and Sammy were, and Sammy was unconscious, and Lexi was screaming for her to get up. Lexi was screaming for her to wake up, but she wasn't. And then all of a sudden you could hear the sirens and, the police and ambulances showing up, and I had went and sat on a guardrail while they got Sammy and Lexi on stretchers, and they were getting Bobby's mom out of the car. She was in the back, like the trunk area, and I remember the car starting to smoke, and I remember hearing it like explode. When I was put on the stretcher, I asked for one of their cell phones to call my mom. And I called her and I told her, I was like, Mom, I was in a really bad accident, and I couldn't even tell her what hospital I was being transported to, because at the time I didn't know. I remember just apologizing to her. I felt so bad because she didn't know where I was. I tried to, tell her where we were, so hopefully she could get there before the ambulances left, but that didn't happen. I know that Sammy had ended up being life flighted, and I believe the rest of us were taken by ambulance. I remember sitting in the ER by myself for what seemed like forever, and I could hear them questioning Bobby's mom in a cubicle a few feet away from me. And, you know, they were asking me what happened, and by some miracle, there was nothing wrong with me. I only had a few scratches and a concussion, but nothing compared to everyone else. Lexi was in a neck brace for a while. She had broken her clavicle. Sammy was in a neck brace and a back brace when I went to see her that night. And Bobby's mom, Denise, her eye was cut open. I remember later down the road when people were talking to me about the situation, they didn't think I was even in the car. They thought I was just walking down the street and got hit by the car. All of us were ejected from the vehicle other than Denise. I remember going home that night after going to visit Sammy. I didn't have my cell phone anymore. It had exploded in the car. I mean, you could physically hear my cell phone and all of the hair dye exploding. But one of the only numbers I remembered was Steven, who is currently my husband. We had broken up that previous February at the beginning of the month. And I honestly believe that, you know, me contacting him that night and have been in that accident, honestly, I believe if that accident wouldn't happen, that me and him probably wouldn't be together now, because it seems like fate. Currently, I'm still friends with Sammy and Lexi. We're not as close as we were before the accident happened. We've all gotten distant. But, you know, I still wish both of them the best. I mean, me and Sammy, we talk a lot still, but I don't think either of us really talk to Lexi as much because, you know, we've all grown up, we've graduated, and we went our separate ways. But, you know, most kids do. But I'm honestly just so glad that, you know, all of us came out of this alive. They said that if we would have had our seatbelts on and not been ejected from the car, we probably wouldn't have made it. And that really would have been a shame, because we all have something to offer to other people. But that's going to conclude this message. I figured I would share with you guys something really important and tragic that happened to me and my friends. It's honestly so hard to believe that it's already been 5 years. Well, it's been so many more than that, hasn't it? It's been 8 years. I'm gonna leave this on a happy note though, because that following year, on the same date, is when I found out that me and Steven were gonna be having my first child. So I guess there's 2 important things that happened to me on March 3rd. Thanks for watching, guys.